And hi there. Now, you're kind of probably wondering why I already have the 2020 up, but if you're in the world past that time zone, you already know why, because it's already time to say Happy New Year. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I really had a tough time deciding what I was going to do today. I couldn't decide whether I was going to do a year in review. We kind of already did that decade in review thing a few days ago. But we're just going to look at stuff that happened over the last couple of days and maybe do some year in review, and we'll figure out the rest as we go along. So while I'm waiting for everybody to get here, I'm going to go ahead and play the intro, and you all can enjoy the beauty that is my intro. So welcome to the Morning Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P. Dog Night. All right, stop the music. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live on this lovely December 31st, 2019. Yes, the new decade is about to begin. Oh, unless you're one of those pedantic, there was no year one people. But we like to say that 2020 starts a new decade, the new Roaring Twenties. I am optimistic about our future. Everybody, wherever you are in the world, I'm optimistic because life keeps getting better and better and better, except for the fact that I can't figure out why my chat's not working in the old stream here, but that's okay. I make all these beautiful little frames and stuff, and it doesn't always work. So anyway, good morning. I'm so happy that those of you who are here. I'm going to start off with the good morning because some of you are already in the chat. Good morning, Della Hayes, to us first. You get the bell. And good morning, Rolling Bear, Necrosaw Collins, Jaeger Pony, Green Thunder, Demighty, Pincalo, Diesel Dave, Truck and Bear, Tyler F, Green Badger Outdoors, and a bunch of you who are just strolling in. I'm sure you'll put your 2 cents in the chat. I will be honored that you are here on this last day of 2019. So here's something that I want to do. Oh, by the way, and Happy New Year to those of you who already are past that timeline. Like my friend Richo, who just showed up in the chat. Good morning, Smarty Bear also. Happy New Year, Richo, and everyone else in the chat from Australia. Hope 2020 is great for all of you. That's Richo's message. And that is my message right back at you, Richo. In fact, the reason I have my 2020 stuff up here already right around me is specifically for my Aussie friends who show up in the chat. And that would be Richo. So Oh, and my chat's starting to work. Look at that. Good deal. I wonder why. Oh, hey, the Breadbarian's here. How you doing, my brother? Let's see here. The Breadbarian donates $3.50 in the super chat. Hope you got a baker's dozens presents for Christmas, or at yeast. Have a new year. Well, sir, thank you for the dough. I appreciate it. The $3.50, and you got the old, you got the fat man dancing there. By the way, I do have a lot of new animations. I'm going to start listing them. I like how who is it does that? Is it Sinatra Says? He lists all the different variations that he has for donations, and some of them are really funny, and you got to check them out. So I do have special animations past $5, past $10, past $20, and then also at $2.99, $2.99, not $200, $3.99, $3.99, and $4.99, and I'm going to keep adding a whole bunch there. So anyway, good morning, Chi-Town Jay, and also good morning to the gayest person on YouTube. We are rolling in on this beautiful New Year's Eve. So, hey, I got an idea. In the chat today, I kind of want to know what your plans are. What do you do? What do you do on New Year's Eve? I'm telling you, me personally, I treat New Year's Eve as somewhat of a, I hate to call it this because I know a lot of people like to go out on New Year's Eve, but it's amateur night. I always get nervous about amateur night. So if my wife and I, Lady Boomer, that would be, if we go out on New Year's Eve, it's usually somewhere where we're going to go, stay put, and, do whatever. But, now that we're, now that all this stuff right here, see how that's kind of gray, and that means I'm kind of old. I generally am asleep before midnight, because what we do is we go and have a really nice dinner around 6 p.m. With my son's girlfriend's parents, who we've been friends with for many years, and and long before they ever started dating. And then they started dating when they were in college, and so we go and have a really nice dinner with them at a nice restaurant here in our town, and then we just come home and chill and watch movies. And if we make it to midnight, great. Usually we make it until the ball drops in New York City, which is an hour ahead of our midnight, and we just treat that as New Year's and then usually go to sleep. But I'd like to know what you're doing on New Year's. And a couple things that I would ask that you do if you're going to be out drinking tonight. Please, please, please be safe. Have a good meal. Have a nice meal. Drink plenty of water. I think if you came here from Alex's stream, Polly had the greatest advice. Polly Dub, who was Alex, Irate Alex, and Polly Dub were streaming before me. Have a good meal, and between each drink water, and you will feel so much better tomorrow. You won't be hurting. And if you're in the States, you'll be just perfect for watching college football, which is New Year's Day is a college football. And take down, see that tree back there? That shit's coming down tomorrow. It was supposed to come down last Sunday, but we ended up, what did we do? Oh, we ended up hanging out with my mother-in-law instead, and that was actually very nice. I get along with my mother-in-law really well. And so, but please tell me what you're doing. Grillin' Pirate Pete, good morning. I see you are going to a local bar that is having steak night. We'll end up being home before the ball drops. And if you have too many, take an Uber. Don't drive. And not just you, Pirate Pete, but just anyone. Make it a safe night. There's too many amateurs out, and it's just one of those things. Okay, how much for horsecock? That's for Marsupial Gamer. I don't have horsecock in my repertoire. However, I might add it now that you asked. But, that's kind of a Sinatra thing, though. Maybe I'll find my own funny song and make sure that we have I give you the opportunity to push that song through in my animations. But, I don't have a horsecock one yet. But I do have the what is it? What do I call it? The sexy K-pop chick dancing. If you're the top donor of the day, I still have that one, but I never know what that's going to be. And for some reason, it doesn't work in the first tier. I don't know why that is. Anyway, but hey, good morning to you, Marsupial Gamer. Good morning, Jaeger Pony. Good morning, Zombie Teddy. and Duck Dog, and Green Thunder Demite. I already said Green Thunder Demite, didn't I? Did I say good morning? Yes, I did say good morning to you already, but that's okay. I don't mind saying it twice. I just don't mind. It's a good thing. Let's see. Drag your friends over here to subscribe. Yeah, I need 3 subscribers to get to 500, and that was the goal by today. I don't know how to do it. What I don't know. Anyone. Let's see what else we got here. What are people doing on New Year's Eve? I have to be at work at 4:45 a.m., so you'll be asleep. Yeah, Necrosol, I feel your pain. That usually happens. Now, on New Year's Eve, I don't have to because I don't work New Year's Day. But on a lot of holidays, for example, Christmas, I had to be at work at 2:30 in the morning the next morning, so I can't stay up late and hang out. Good morning, dog. I drew the short straw. I'm working in the emergency room tonight. Yeah, that's, people who work. I think you got to be thankful for people like Zombie Teddy and the people who work at the medical field and who are, first responders, people who, end up having to work. Even the guy, the guy at the convenience store, there's 2 guys that seem to have to work all the holidays at the convenience store up the street. And, like, for example, on Thanksgiving, I had to be at work at 2:30 in the morning or 2 in the morning. It was like 2 in the morning, the morning after Thanksgiving. So I brought all the guys who work at the convenience store where I always stop and get coffee. I brought them 3 pieces of pecan pie because I just appreciate the fact that those guys are always there, always have a smile, always have a nice word when I come in there. I'm kind of one of those regulars that come in at late in the morning or early in the morning, and they really appreciate that. And I really appreciate people who, who do those jobs that you go, wow, man, it sucks to have to work on that day, but it just is how it is. Green Badger Outdoors, I have a bottle of good mead, a bottle of better whiskey, and I'm currently packing my ruck and heading out to the woods with some good friends. I don't know what a ruck is, but I'm all for it, man. That would be a cool thing to do on New Year's Eve. If you have, question: are you gonna be out? Oh yeah, with some good friends. Okay, cool. That sounds like a really fun way to spend New Year's Eve. If you're into outdoorsy stuff, that's really cool. By the way, thank you, Necrosaw Collins, Truckin' Bear, Rolling Bear, and Diesel Dave for retweeting the stream. I did it on Twitter this morning, and also Necrosaw actually had it out before I did. So I only liked it here. I'll retweet Necrosaw too. Thanks for doing that. I really appreciate it. Good morning, DI Freighter. Nice to see you around. Happy New Year, or happy about to be New Year, depending on where you are. Let's see. Duck Dog, I'm making pigs in a blanket and a sparkling cider cocktail. I party hard on Tuesdays. Oh, the other thing I do is I always make a big pot of collard greens on New Year's Day. So I have to go shopping for some collard greens. For some reason, I made those about... there's supposedly a tradition that if you make black-eyed peas for good luck on New Year's Day, but I never liked black-eyed peas. And so I made collard greens one year, and it wasn't really something I'd ever done before, but I remember my grandmother used to make collard greens all the time on New Year's. And so about 10 years ago, I made some collard greens on New Year's Day, and now Lady Boomer insists that I make collard greens. So that's the other thing we'll be doing. Let's see, what else we got here? Marsupial Gamer, I'm going to get drunk, then go yell on Twitter at everyone you've ever mentioned in your streams because you're not the boss of me. Hey, you can yell at whoever you want, just don't use my name. That's hilarious. If you drink, don't drive. Do the watermelon crawl. That's from Green Thunder Mining. Collins, you might have been dealing with some shit lately. I haven't been on Lords of the Night. How about some, New Year's Eve funk? That's a good idea. Let's get some music going here. I know that's one of those things. Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, there you go. You need a K-pop song since K-pop is your favorite thing. You know what? Marsupial Gamer, you are treading on some thin ass ice. And if you don't know what thin ass ice is, that's a whole new thing. Here, let me mute this before I don't want to blow your ears out because this always comes on so loud when I play the first round of funk. Okay, well, let's get some music going here. I should have been prepared, but sometimes you You just gotta say, what the hell? All right, let's see. What am I gonna start with? Let's start with. Let's see if this one's good. Old school funk electro. Oh, this has a little techno feel to it. All right, here we go. Oh, hang on. What did I tell you? I hit stop and pause. Turn it back. Turn the volume on. Tell me if this is too loud, or do I just need to speak louder over it? Here we go with a little. We're going to start with a little more like techno funk. Oh, Ranting Monkey's in the chat too. So is Gunfox61. Good morning, Heroic NYCO. Now, is it Heroic Nico? Give me a phonetic version of what this is. Thin Ass Ice. That's a skinny dude who arrests Mexicans, right? Yeah, it is. Hey, Monkey, you know what? That's very funny. Would you like, if I've got to figure out, maybe I should open up a, here, let me open up a window. Are you available to jump on? I would love to have you jump on while we're talking about New Year's shit. But if you can, let me know. I'll open up what are those things called? We used to use them all the time on YouTube. Hangouts. Yeah, I can open up a hangout maybe and see if that works. I don't know how. We'll see how this works. Holy crap, we got almost 30 people here. Happy New Year. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay. Now let me know. All right. Because really, this is going to be a random stream. I want to look back at the year 2019. But I also kind of want to talk about things that are happening in the news today. Well, you know what? I got an idea. We talked about the attacks on Jews. Thank you, Hangouts. Yeah, I figured it out eventually. It's just hard because nobody ever uses them anymore. I'm going to see if I can open one up here. Let's see. Video call. And we'll put it open. All right, we'll see if that works. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my stream too bad. I don't see anything. See anything dying. All right, let me know if you want to jump in, Monkey. I'll send you a link. So, okay, Gunfox. I got my fireworks set up already. Some nice big stuff. Oh, that's real cool. Yeah, people who do their own fireworks on New Year's Eve. I always get a kick out of that, and my dogs love it too. And good morning, Mr. Dax. How are we doing? All right. So, let's, you said it as I hit enter, LOL. I still use them. I'm not sure who, oh, that was for someone else. Oh, yeah, and there you go. It's a big news day today. Oh, the U.S. Embassy. Sorry, I didn't do my own show here in a bit. Just woke up, sound like a frog. Swallowed a lifelong smoker. Yeah, usually when I wake up in the morning, I have that super deep Barry White voice, the one I used on your show the other day. Okay, well you take your shower and do your own show. That's fine. I'm good with that. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this hangout window, but anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is big news going on. I haven't really followed it. It's trending on Twitter right now. I am going to put this on the screen. What the hell is going on here? Okay, let's see here. So apparently, not sure there's a better way to sum up American foreign policy than invading Iraq as part of the war on terror. Only to have our embassy stormed 16 years later by Hezbollah with the direct support of the Iraqi government we put in place. The storming of the U.S. Embassy compound in Baghdad is happening in the present government and paramilitary officials, including Faleh el-Fayyad, Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, Hadi al-Amir, and many militia leaders and some Iraqi MPs. Wow, that's not good news. I haven't really oh boy, let's see. Imam of Peace, these are not Iraqi protesters. These are Iranian-backed militias. The Iraqi protesters are in front of the Iraqi government buildings and had burned down the Iranian consulates in Iraq. Iraqi protesters don't see America as the enemy. They see Iran as the enemy and want it out. This video shows the moment. See, this says Press TV says this is the moment Iraqi protesters stormed the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. Here's the full screen. We're still there, and I don't know why. I wish we could make the world perfect, but I don't know that we can. Hello, Cynical Lindsay. How you doing? Okay. Heroic Nico, thank you. I appreciate it. I thought it might be a spelling of Nico, so there you go. By the way, real quick, you can support the channel by doing a couple things. You can hit the share button, which is the most important. I need how many? Let's see, where am I at? I'm gonna hang on a second here. Let's go back to the main here. I think I only need 2 more subs to get to 500, and that's the goal for today. Let me check real quick. I haven't looked in a bit. By the way, if you're in the chat and you're not subbed, this would be the great time to do it. Make sure you hit the little bell so that you can so that you'll get notifications when we go live. I'm at 498. Okay, people, help me out. I said before the end of the year I wanted to be at 500. And I also by July I need to be at 1,000 so we can live stream on our 2-week trip on the East Coast, where we want to do that live. Lady Boomer and I do driving streams when we're traveling. And if you haven't ever been on one of our driving streams, first of all, Lady Boomer doesn't like to be on camera. But she manages the chat while I'm driving. And it turns out to be very, very funny because, you'll just have to experience yourself. But in order for that to happen, I got to get to 500 by July. Anyway, good morning, Renovasio. How you doing? All right, real quick, let's look back through here. We were putting in the chat what you might be doing for New Year's Eve tonight, or if you are in Australia, what you did last night, because it's already New Year's in Australia. That's why I have the 2020 up already, just for you, for my Australian viewers. Oops, skip frames, 2 minutes. Are we dropping? Are we still working? Everything's working. Okay, that's good. Good morning, Chadwick Dupree. How you doing? All right, let's, again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified when we go live. And if you are already subscribed, which most of you are, tell somebody else. I need 2 more. 2. I need 2. All right, let's get back. I want to go back to this Iraq thing, though. I know it's tough to have something. It's tough to have live things going on right now, and not be jovial for New Year's Eve. But I do gotta just check this out. Now this is okay. So Vote Vets is basically vote Democrat vets, because it's not about. It's not. Vote Vets is basically should be just say vote Democrat. But anyway, it says, we cannot stress enough that Trump violating the Iran deal has allowed it all to spiral downward to this. The question now is whether this is exactly what Trump wanted to see all along to get in a neocon war. Interesting. Good morning, all you need. How you doing? Hey, it's nice to see you around. I know you have different hours and it's tough to watch, so I'm glad you're here. This is here's the NBC report. U.S. Embassy compound in Baghdad stormed by protesters after Iraq airstrikes. Protesters chanted "Down, down, USA," while hurling water bottles, smashing security cameras before entering embassy grounds. Dozens of people stormed the compound of the United States Embassy in Iraq on Tuesday in response to American airstrikes that killed dozens of fighters from an Iranian-backed militia group. Let's see. American fighter jets on Sunday bombed weapons depots in Iraq and Syria that the U.S. said were linked with a group called Kataib Hezbollah, which it blames for attacks on coalition bases in recent months. At least 25 militia fighters were killed in the airstrikes, and on Tuesday, a large crowd of supporters gathered after funerals for some of the dead and marched on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad's heavily fortified green zone. They chanted "Down, down, USA" while hurling water bottles and smashing security cameras, according to the Associated Press. An AP reporter at the scene saw flames rising from inside the compound and at least 3 U.S. soldiers on the roof of the main building inside the embassy. Guards inside the embassy used tear gas to try to prevent demonstrators from moving toward the main buildings inside the compound. An Iraqi security source told NBC News on condition of anonymity. At least 10 demonstrators were injured by live bullets and tear gas, according to the Popular Mobilization Forces, an umbrella group for the militias recognized by the Iraqi government. NBC News could not independently verify this claim. President Trump tweeted that he expected protection from Iraq's security forces. The White House spokesman Stephanie Graham said that the president was receiving regular updates from his national security team. It will be the president's choice how and when to respond to their escalation, she said. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo spoke to Iraqi Prime Minister Adil Abul Mahdi and President Barham Salih separately by phone on Tuesday and told them that the United States will protect and defend its people who are there to support a sovereign and independent Iraq, according to the State Department. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of this. It's like, I don't know. You know, I wish I could say that the whole the bombing of the Iranian and Syrian sites makes sense. I don't know if they make sense or not. Sometimes we're kind of sometimes okay, let me just put it this way. I'm from the anti-war right, and I don't think, unless it's something that's really necessary, are we actually being attacked from those sites, and are they doing something to protect American lives in the region? A region that I wish we weren't even in. I wish we were just gone from that shit. You know what I mean? But we're not. Is that something that we needed to do? And who is advising the president? Who's really making these decisions? I pray and hope that it doesn't turn us into a new war. We don't need another damn war. Some of them people that live in the region need to work their shit out, and I don't think we need to be involved in all of it. And so I don't know. I wish I had a more succinct view, a view that was more educated on it. I just don't. I have to read on it before I comment on it, and I just don't know enough. Now, there's lots of people who are going to give their opinions right now. They're going to, blame the president. They're going to blame the neocons. They're going to blame this and that. Let's just go through a few of the tweets on this, and then we're going to move on to what I really wanted to do today, because this was not it. All right. Let's see. So we did the vote vets. We read the NBC News. Michael Tracy, who's he's a progressive journalist, but one who is an actual journalist. So he actually is one of those, he will not be swayed by bullshit. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Amazing Hoplite. And also thanks to Becca. I don't know if you're in the chat, Becca, but thanks for tweeting the show out. I appreciate it. Michael Tracy says, so this is Iraq War 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, losing count. Yeah, God, we've been there. Well, it's going on 19 years. And it's Trump's fault because the Middle East was a land of peace before he became president. Oh, absolutely not. It can't. It's everybody's fault. But the Middle East it's never been, the Middle East has been shithole, it's been wars and mess since I can remember. I remember with the Iraq-Iran wars from the 70s. Just nonstop when the Shah and Saddam were still in charge. It's just, I want them to go work their own shit out. I want to be out of there. That's my gut reaction. Let's stop meddling in their business. Let's just let them, and if they're going to kill each other, Sorry. Dan Bongino, Trump, Iran will be held fully responsible for the U.S. Embassy attack in Iraq. Wow, man. I have an oversimplified view, I know, but we should let them handle it, and if it gets too out of hand, a glass continent is not so bad. I'm kind of there too, Green Thunder. I wish I understood the politics of the Middle East. I really just don't. And this us being in there this long, why? Okay? Iraq, stand on your own. Syria, stand on your own. And I don't, but that thing about Syria, not meddling in Syria, that makes me a Russian bot. That makes me a Putin puppet. Fuck it, I don't care. If Putin had his experience in Afghanistan, okay, or not Putin, but the USSR, and they got their ass whooped, okay? And what we're accomplishing in Afghanistan, I have no idea. I have no idea what we're accomplishing in Iraq. We're trying to build those countries up and make them learn the democracy. That's not a region where democracy has ever worked. I digress. Or not I digress, whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. Middle East used to be fairly modern, okay? I mean, if you look at the pictures of Iran and Iraq, they were modern societies back before and actually Iraq kind of stayed somewhat modern, at least as far as philosophy. I mean, they're not, it's not like you're watching Lawrence of Arabia, but where women dressed, it looked like any other place in the world. It had a westernized style to it, right? And then the Islamic Revolution in the late 70s, when the Ayatollah Khomeini and they overthrew the government and made it an Islamic state. And a lot of the region kind of, I wouldn't say followed suit, but the region was influenced by that. And it's just the whole region turned into a mess. And then the Russians tried to invade Afghanistan and got slogged down there for years and got basically, with the help of Americans selling weapons to the Taliban, or giving weapons or supplying weapons or whatever it was, during the Reagan years. So then the Russians got kicked out of there. And then, we get this thing with 9/11 because now those people turn on us and are hiding whoever they're hiding. And then we get ourselves slogged down in there. And then we jump into Iraq. I don't get it. I don't get it. Good morning, Mr. Scott. Hi, Wandering Lisa. Good morning, Becca. I know I saw you in the chat too now. Thank you again. It's, oh my God, it's just, I can't even, I have to get caught up on all that shit. It's just, to me, I don't know if it's the military people who are pushing this. I don't know if this is, I hate to even think of the thought of Trump wagging the dog. Are we distracting ourselves from shit that's domestic? I don't know. I just hate this shit. I just hate it. My screens are turning really quick. Okay, these are all turning immediate, but Jack Prosobiak. Since the U.S. invasion in 2003, Iranian influence has deepened in Iraq through a wide array of Shiite militias. Several militia leaders and politicians spent years in exile in Tehran during Saddam Hussein's reign. Okay, I didn't know that. Hello, little Miss Rain. How you doing? Oh, Miss Lilith Rain. I'm sorry. Lilith Rain. I'm sorry. And what is this supposed to mean? What's this supposed to represent? Oh, is this the Twitter universe? Hashtag activists. Oh, yeah. Protesters at the entrance of U.S. Embassy in Baghdad after Pompeo and Esper murdered 32. Oh, that's interesting. Murdered 32 Iraqi security forces who who are fighting ISIS on the Iraq-Syrian border. Pompeo supports ISIS. Protests are demanding all U.S. occupation forces are expelled from Iraq. So he's saying that we murdered 32 Iraqi security forces who are fighting ISIS on the Iraq-Syria border. So that's what he's saying. Hello, Peter. Hi, Peter Allman. How you doing? So that's an interesting way to put it. And you know what? Protesters are demanding all U.S. occupation forces are expelled from Iraq. Bring it! Bring them home. I'm all for it. Let's just get out of there. Fend for yourself. Okay? We've done enough. We spent enough money on you guys. Hopefully you guys can figure out. Hopefully you've got enough training to take care of yourself. Let's get the hell out of Dodge, aka Baghdad. I am fine with that. I am completely fine with that. What I missed here? I'm trying to read the chat too. I'm trying to keep up here. It's almost as if some sort of religion came along and totally threw the Middle East back into the Dark Ages. Weird, huh? Yeah. How about that? It's amazing. Wow. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, please do that also. That is at PDogKnight. It's in the chat there. Super chats are through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the chat. It pops in every once in a while. The Streamlabs wrench throws that up for me every once in a while. So there we go. Let's see. PDogKnight, we only have like 500, maybe 2,500 troops in Iraq. Fine. Let's get 500 to 2,500 troops out of Iraq. I don't just let it in the immortal words of whatever that snow queen ice witch thing is from Frozen. Let it go, let it go. And that's all I know of that song. You're banned from Twitter. Oh, Gunfox, that's a bummer. Well, no, it's not. There are days when I go, let's see if I can get banned from Twitter so I don't have to follow it anymore. Okay, so anyway, there's more. Peaceful protesters, make it a little bigger there. Peaceful protesters declare their innocence from events that took place at the American embassy in Iraq and confirm that those who did this are the parties and militias of Iran. Okay, maybe. Okay, that's interesting. That's another. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming up here. Breaking protesters stormed the United States embassy in Iraq today in response to American airstrikes that killed dozens. They're saying imperialism. Hey, we can fix that imperialism thing by bringing those troops home. Hey, fuck it. Okay, imperialism. There you go. I got your imperialism right here, motherfucker. We should have driven ourselves out of Iraq a decade ago. Hey, that gets super bells for that, man. We should have driven ourselves out of Iraq years ago. Just as much as I hate Saddam, he was a stabilizing force. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was a shitbag, but you know what? I think he certainly kept the Iranians in check because they were, all his bluster and him, the whole weapons of mass destruction BS that, what's his name? Robert Mueller, the FBI, assured the Congress that we had. Remember Robert Mueller? He was involved in some other shit recently. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, all that bluster about the WMDs, whatever. I think Saddam was just waving his dick around, saying, yeah, we've got all these weapons of mass destruction, yada, 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 trying to make it look like we had them. Why? Because that kept Iran in check. The devil you know. Exactly, Necrosaw Collins. Exactly. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to just, here, let's see if there's anything latest on this particular topic. Not regular, okay, to clarify, not regular civilians, but terrorists, KH militia members. Access granted by regime forces when, at the same time, killing civilian protesters continues daily with toll death of civilian of over 350. Please be honest. Peaceful lives are at stake here. So apparently some people are saying that it's not Iraqi the protesters are protesters that came back from Iran, and they're actually, the Iraqi citizens aren't protesting the U.S. Oh gosh, and people are bringing up shit. Bush, God told me to invade Iraq. Okay, whatever. Someone saying, I bet he, okay. All right, I can't. Well, obviously this is going to be the big topic of the day besides Happy New Year. I'm going to, we're just going to step away for a while and let that simmer inside. Of course, the gassing in Syria was done with those WMDs from Iraq, but whatever. Yeah, now that they know that the gassing in Syria was a false flag, if you haven't heard about that. And you know what? Honestly, I'm glad that Trump didn't escalate that more. Yeah, they told people to get out of an airfield and bomb an airfield or whatnot because of that, but you know, that would have been. We don't need to be in Syria. We can, you know. Granted, the Kurds were working with us, but you know what? I'm sorry. That whole region, just let it go, let it go. That's all I know of that song. I already said that, right? All right. If it was oil, why not attack Iran instead of Iraq, the bigger producer of oil? The threat that actually had a uranium program. Yeah, I'm telling you. The Honorable Robert Mueller, we have definite proof of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Yeah, and yes, and now we're supposed to trust him on. Well, you know, he did come back and said that there was no collusion. Gonna completely gloss over the fact that Obama issued drone strikes and wasn't productive on bringing troops home. Not me, P-Dog. Yeah, I'm talking about the so-called anti-war twits who bash the right. Yeah, let's just keep this in check. We've had two prior presidents who basically we're learning that they've kind of been telling bullshit about this whole thing all along, and now we've got a president now that this is one area where I have criticism for Trump. I think he should have worked more so far on this whole thing of where we have troops gone. I know he said he wanted to bring troops out of Syria. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm wondering if the entrenched swamp, aka and I hate using this term because it's so conspiratorial, but the military-industrial complex, the bureaucrats, the long-timers, the ones who, you know, feel like they have more power than the president because the president's going to be here 4 years and they're still going to be there when he's gone, how much influence they have on not bringing troops back. I don't know. I'm so frustrated by this whole topic. Moving on. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe now and hit the bell to make sure you get notifications when we go live and when I do new videos. By the way, I am going to start making videos again in 2020. I keep saying it, but I actually am. I'm going to try to, at minimum, one video per week is my goal to start. And if I get better at just managing my time and I can do more than one per week, I also may cut up streams and make just separate videos on different topics. And Dog Park Friday starts this Friday. If you're here tomorrow, because I am at a broadcast tomorrow, I'm just waiting for one more confirmation, and we'll tell you who's going to be in the dog park this Friday. Some of you know at least one of the people, and he'll be a good guest if we can get him, make sure he gets here. So anyway, that's just a programming note for the future. Let's get into what's happening besides our newest war. Let's see. He pulled all U.S. troops out of Africa. Okay, good. And South America. Okay. Not to defend Mueller, but they did have WMD, is what I'm saying. They used them. Oh, you're talking about the Syrians. You don't know where the gas in Syria came from. They did use them. They just happened to be in the wrong place. And they gassed the Kurds. Yes. Yeah. No, I know they had chemical weapons, but when they were talking about, oh, I see. Of course, the gassing in Syria was done with those WMDs from Iraq, but whatever. Were they? That's a genuine question. Hit a night, so you're going to compete with Monkey? No, you know what? I'm not going to compete. We don't compete. We're Monkey and I are buddies, and I'll just keep my stream going, and he'll do his stream, and he's going to have 100 some people over there, and I'm going to have my loyal following over here. So I have no problem with Monkey streaming at the same time. Hey, by the way, if you haven't hit the like button and you like what we do here on the MorningKnight Live, hit the like button too. That's very important, except for Duck Dog. Duck Dog. This is Duck Dog. Shh. Just let me talk straight to you. You know what to do, man. I know. You and I got that. We understand each other. That's all good. All right. And again, share and like, super chats through the Streamlabs link. All right, let's get into something else besides that. I was going to go through some headlines from Ace, but I might just do what I was going to do and talk about the year that we've just had. And so CNN, this is CNN. Why did that window get so small? Holy crap, what happened there? Oh, is it because all right, so here's the thing. Discord. Oh, I have done all the shill I can do for Dog Night. Oh, thank you so much, Necker. I appreciate it. I found it came out they didn't have WD and Israel lied to get us to take care of their problems. I'm not an expert. At the WD they were talking about the ones that they searched for. We never found any. Now, it is possible that they moved some of their stuff to Syria, or it's possible that Syria already had chemical weapons. We don't know. I don't know. I can't answer it from just, I haven't, again, I kind of let go of that whole thing back in, during the Obama administration. I stopped paying attention to it because I couldn't. I just, and so who knows? Who says I'm loyal? I don't know. I do. I think you've been a fine supporter of the show, Lindsay, and I appreciate you. And if you're gonna go hang out with Monkey, that's cool too. Y'all, open 2 windows. Maybe you can listen to us both, although it's kind of hard because I don't know. Let's see. I would be surprised Putin's Russia would be poised to start World War III. I don't think Russia would have done anything in 2003, but now I think they would back them up. I don't know. Oh, Marsupial Gamer. Iraq had WMDs. They used them in North Iraq, and then they were transported to Syria when we invaded. We have satellite imagery showing that's what happened. Also, we're buying yellow cake uranium. The yellow cake thing is still in question, isn't it? I don't know that ever got confirmed. Because they were supposed to be was it out of Yemen or somewhere in northern Africa? I don't know if that was Africa. Hey, Sheograth, I don't know if that was ever confirmed. I reckon WMDs, so what? Let them gas each other, kill each other. I don't care. We had proof of WMDs. Yeah, I know they had chemical weapons. I know Saddam used chemical weapons on the Kurds in northern Iraq. I know that the Assad used chemical weapons against his people at one point. But the confirmation that they had them, I don't even know. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna done talking Iraq because I'm gonna scroll through some of the year-end pictures from CNN. Are some of the stories that they thought were important. Why is this screen? Let me do this real quick. Why that screen's so small? So the 2019 year. Now there was something interesting. We're on. So I'm going to finish watching you before I go into Monkey. Well, thank you, Green Thunder Mighty. You were on first. Oh, I see. I'm like that. I'm trying to read that sentence. I can't figure out what it says. Got it. So I let's real quick. I just wanted to just go through this real quick. Let's see. Let me get a good size screen for this. Oh, is that too big? No, let's go right here. We'll go full screen. Twitter, YouTube. Let's go full screen. Okay. All right. So CNN. Oh, you're not derailing, More Stupid Gamer. Man, you're not derailing at all. I'm more than happy to talk about it in the chat. I just don't. I feel like I've completely lost track of that whole scenario. So I appreciate you actually talking about it in the chat. So that's cool. So CNN has excuse me, put up their year-end pictures. Oh, by the way, I do have my reparations coffee in hand. Today it's fueled by gangster rap and coffee. That would be me, although this is Lady Boomer's cup, and I don't know if she'll get mad at me for using it on the show. But anyway, so let's go into the year-end pictures of CNN. Now, it was interesting because and this actually highlights a lot of things we talked about in 2019. It's a fairly long montage, but I wanted to go through it because just some of the interesting choices they make. So as we look at January, we got the New Year's fireworks. We've got the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other Democratic congresswomen posed together outside the U.S. Capitol. A record number of women elected to Congress were key to Democrats reclaiming the majority of the House. Well, that's exciting. I'm sure. I'm curious if they're going to do a picture of all the women, but this is just the Democratic women, so there are quite a few more. Whatever. Who cares? I don't think it makes it better or worse to have more women in Congress. I just think, people, if they're representing their constituents well, I have nothing to say about it. Anyway, do porn stars have a year in jizz? I don't know. Seagrath? But please keep cracking jokes in the chat because I always enjoy your sense of humor. All right. So here, let's see. This is from a cargo plane crash while landing at Faith Airport near Karai, Iran. The crash killed 15 people. I don't even remember that happening. Killed 15 people on board, according to Iranian state media. Oh, yes. Of course, they had to do Cheeseburger Gate. Donald Trump inviting young college fellows to the White House after their national championship win. This is when Clemson University came to the White House. President Donald Trump displays fast food for Clemson University's football team, which was at the White House to celebrate its national championship. The administration said Trump paid for the meal after much of the White House resident staff, including chefs, were furloughed because of the government shutdown. The shutdown lasted 35 days, making it the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. It began in late December after the White House and Congress were at an impasse over money for the border wall. Now, I wouldn't mind if the government shut down for 6 months a year, because you know what? When they're not in session, they're not passing new laws that just go out there to piss me off. Oh, yeah, some of them are under investigation for corruption and campaign violations. Yeah, it is funny. And the other part of that, they tried to make a big deal about Trump supposedly breaking campaign finance laws. And, oh, that's a crime! Campaign finance violations are usually a fine to their campaign, whatever. Who cares? Sorry, but more women has proved worse for freedom of speech across the entire Western world. It's been women demanding others be silenced for crying misogyny whenever someone questions their failure or fraud. Hey, Joyce of Sorrow, nice to see you. Fortunately, in our country, we have that enshrined in our Constitution, and I know people are worried that there's a poll, and a lot of people are worried about their freedoms being infringed upon, the Constitution, and I can't say that I disagree, especially if you think of Second Amendment issues. You look at Virginia and them trying to, confiscate weapons and all this other shit. But I think the Constitution will prevail in most of these cases. Now here's a fellow that Here's a fellow that is living on the edge, so to speak. Diver Ocean Ramsey swims next to a great white shark near the Hawaiian island of Oahu. The shark is believed to be deep blue, the 20-foot-long female shark that Ramsey had studied years ago in Mexico. It is believed to be one of the largest great whites on the planet. Ramsey said her team has been monitoring tiger sharks feeding when Deep Blue made her surprise appearance. The diver spent the entire day with her till the sun went down. Well... Good deal. Pete, what did Pete say that was funny? I wonder if kids that stutter are the result of women using a vibrator while pregnant. All right. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. This was from the civilians flee a hotel in Nairobi, Kenya after armed men launched a deadly attack. They killed at least 21 people. Yeah, that was a sad day. And then we have Roger Stone. Yeah, Roger Stone's in jail. We'll move on. Members of the rescue team. This is from a deadly dam collapse in Brazil. Now, here's the reason I'm scrolling through these is there's a significant omission in the January and February offering. So we got that. We've got people here, a high school preparing to join the Israeli military crawl through sand dunes at a privately run training camp in Israel. Okay, so these guys are doing training. We got Nancy Pelosi during the State of the Union address showing that her Alzheimer's is kicking in or something. I don't know what's going on with her ear with that weird clap she did. Basically, this was the clap saying, yes, we're going to impeach you. She has that we're going to impeach you look on her face. And by the end of the year, it worked out for her. But, it hasn't really worked out so well. But anyway... and then this is some dude with the Donald Trump mask they were selling in, where was this? This was in Wuhan, China. They had ahead of the artist also made mask of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Look at that mask, though. That is frighteningly realistic. Not quite orange enough, but, what about the black hole? I'm not sure where you're at. And here's a good one. Kamala Harris, presidential candidate, breaking bread with Al Sharpton. She was hoping to get some more black support, and so she kept doing little things that tried to endear her to the black community. But for some reason, the former prosecutor just couldn't gain any traction, and her campaign went to hell. Now we do have Jussie Smollett. They do have Jussie Smollett, which is what was my favorite topic from 2019. In fact, I dedicated Wednesday every week to Jussie Smollett. Here is Jussie Smollett leaving Chicago courthouse after he had been arrested on suspicion of filing a false police report. In January, Smollett told police he was attacked by two people who were yelling out racial and homophobic slurs, one of whom tied a rope around his neck, yes, a newly bought clothesline, and poured bleach on him from a little hot sauce bottle. Police initially investigated the case as a possible hate crime, but they later said they believe the attack was staged by Smollett to bolster his profile and career. Really? Really? Oh, that can't be. Smollett faced 16 felony disorderly conduct charges, but those charges were dropped after somebody greased some palms pretty damn good, or just said, you know what, fuck it, he's black, we're not gonna let him go. The prosecutor, First Assistant State's Attorney Joe Maggots, which is a perfect name for somebody who had a crime committed against him from some guys wearing red hats and saying, "This is MAGA country." Whatever. Smollett maintains he's still in court. That shit is not over. Necrosol Collins. I think you might know where I'm going here. So here's February 24th. Mark Ronson, Lady Gaga, and Anthony Rosamondo react after winning the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Yes. Necrosol Collins, you get the bell again. notice the glaring omission of Nick Sandman and the Covington Catholic High School boys. Year in pictures, and there's no Covington Catholic in January, February. Now, I have a theory on that. My theory is that CNN is still involved in a lawsuit initiated by Mr. Sandman, who is suing CNN for what? Upwards of $250 million or something like that, or $275 million or whatever. And CNN, probably covering their asses, left him out of the year in pictures. Don't want to whip up that hornet's nest anymore, now do they? So we get Lady Gaga and Mark Ronson getting their Academy Award, but no Covington kids. Now we get this high school in Israel with their training. When is that? The training for something about the Israeli. I know the lawsuit was reinstated. I knew that, Becca. Yes. Yeah, it was, and in fact, it's been reinstated. Well, it's also still ongoing against the Washington Post, against several individuals. There's it's gonna be it's gonna be. And I got a feeling, because the burden of proof on defaming a minor is so much lower, they're going to be paying out some money. I got a feeling you're going to hear about a settlement sometime soon, because there are obvious false claims in their reporting, and it just has to be a materially false claim. And every one of them in their reporting made the claim that Chief Lying Fire Pants was a Vietnam veteran, a combat veteran in Vietnam. They all at some point reported that, and none of them retracted it. And when given the opportunity, that is just a materially false claim. And there's others, but that one in particular, there's no doubt about it. And they reported it that way, and it's all part of the story. And so even just that little detail in a case that's going brought on by a minor is pretty devastating in the courts. So there you go. Gaga music sucks. Oh, come on, man. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a fan of Lady Gaga by any stretch of the imagination, but she is immensely talented. In fact, I know she kind of went on the Madonna shtick, kind of took the Madonna path to fame, being really outrageous and doing outrageous things and being something just completely trying to go totally avant-garde. But I also believe that she's far more talented than Madonna ever was. Madonna, Madonna came out time. She was a novelty, but I'm not saying that Madonna's not talented, but Lady Gaga's path, using the same path, but also being immensely talented as a songwriter and as a performer. If you actually go to the stuff that she does that wasn't her popular music, like when she did some Christmas music with Michael Bublé, and she did some live, some live performances where she's just singing at a piano. She is immensely talented. I'm not a fan of her style or music or the pop thing that she does, but I think she actually has some talent, and so good for her. I think she's, that's cool. Okay, this is Husband Cochran 6 lies next to the body of her sister as she waits to be rescued from the rubble of a bombed-out building in Khan Sheikh, Syria. Yeah, Syria's a mess. Oh, R. Kelly was this year. This is, the bombing in Syria. That's I just don't want to see the kids being hurt, man. Gaga can play piano, right? No, yeah, she's a talented writer, and she plays piano. She's a very good piano player. Anyway, R. Kelly and his interview on CBS this morning. Yeah. And Plastic is the the call of the day. We got this crab stuck in a plastic cup in the ocean near Batangas City, Philippines. That's interesting. And it wouldn't be the year on CNN if we didn't see some white supremacists. Yes, we have some, let's see, members of the Shield Wall Network, a white nationalist group, burn a swastika and a cross outside Atkins, Arkansas. Look at all the people around them, too, man. There are tons of people all around. In fact, it looks like they have a crowd of 10,000. The whole city came out for this. Oh, wait, I think I see 6 guys in the picture. Come on. Wait, did R. Kelly Bob Syria? God, I hate him even more now. Yeah, he did. Yeah, this is one of those, they gotta have some man bite dog stories, and there's one of them. Now, this is funny. I'd never seen this. An inflatable sculpture by American artist Cause rests on a dock at a Hong Kong shipyard. The sculpture measured 37 meters long, 120 feet. Later floated in Victoria Harbor. If you can't see it, it's like it looks kind of like well, I don't know what that is. It looks like a kind of a Mickey Mouse looking character, but with X's over the eyes like it's head. I don't get it. Let's see. That's victim of Ethiopian Airlines. Yeah, Flight 302 throws dirt in her face as she mourns at the crash site. Okay, I don't know about that. Hey! And then we get Beto standing on a table. Holy crap, Beto. What can I say about Beto O'Rourke? Quite the colorful character. He had to make sure that he talked with his hands and had some interesting ideas. Oh my God, did we really? I don't know if it's an elephant or if it's a Mickey Mouse thing. I don't know. Okay, and then Nancy. What does Ace call her? Nancy Palsy. President Donald Trump shat. Oh, look at the picture here though. So Nancy Pelosi's at this Friends of Ireland luncheon at the U.S. Capitol, and look at the shadow of Trump behind her. Isn't that kind of wild? Oh man, yeah, Hong Kong. Another shit show about to go hot. Man, I don't know what they're gonna do in Hong Kong, man. Oh, Christchurch happened this year too. You know what's fascinating about the deal at Christchurch is how news around the world is so immediate now. I mean, even 10 years ago, I don't know, I remember if Twitter was around. Yeah, I guess it was, but just how everything now, especially with Twitter, everything's immediate. You know everything that's happening in the world. You get details, you get people commenting, you get everyone's opinion on it, and it happens so instantly. It's just wild how the world has changed since my day, when you had to wait for Walter Cronkite to tell you at 5 o'clock, this is Walter Cronkite. You know, yeah, more pictures of New Zealand. March 21st, 3 Boeing 737 MAX airplanes are parked on the tarmac at the Boeing factory in Renton, Washington. Many countries, including the United States, grounded the 737 MAXs following 2 fatal crashes in a little more than 5 months. Yeah, that was weird to me too. Now, it is odd that 2 planes crashed and that close apart, and they're the exact same model. I think they're still. I have never heard the actual final report on that. If that was a design problem, what? Or I know they had some software changes in some of them, and some weren't upgraded. So who knows? Oh, and Aunt Becky. Remember Aunt Becky? Oh my gosh! Yes, actress Lori Loughlin is escorted to the federal court in Boston. She and her husband, fashion designer Massimo Giannulli, are among parents who were accused of paying bribes for their children to attend some of the country's most prestigious universities. Loughlin and Giannulli have pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Now, I don't know about the money laundering, but how are they going to get out of the fraud in this case? I really wonder how that's going to happen. I mean, give me a break. They cheated. They cheated. Didn't the other one plead guilty and get some kind of huge? It wasn't even a huge fine. What's her name? The other one from Desperate Housewives. Someone think of her name for me. I think she and her husband, William H. Macy's her husband, right? Felicity Huffman? What the hell's her name? Someone tell me the name in the chats. Felicity Huffman, I think. She pleaded guilty. William H. Macy did not get charged in that case either, because apparently Felicity did all the work. But she got some ridiculously low fine and probation. I don't even think she has to do any jail time. But Lori Loughlin's fighting this shit. I'm stunned that she just doesn't try to plead mercy from the court. You know, come on. You got Felicity. So Felicity Huffman. That's her name. Yeah, but I don't even know the fact that case hasn't even gone to court yet kind of surprises me too. But anyway, Will Hyde, wearing a Chewbacca costume, carries a surfboard across the beach in Scarborough, England. The town was hosting a sci-fi event over the weekend. Could you imagine yes, Felicity Huffman. Could you imagine let's say you're chilling in Hawaii and you're on the beach and you look out on the water and there on the beach on a surfboard is Chewbacca. That would be just a trip, okay? But this is actually in England. That's trader, works on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Who cares? Oh, this was cool too. This was this year. Researchers at the National Science Foundation announced that this is the first ever picture of a black hole. Someone asked me about the black hole. Who asked me about the black hole earlier? This is what you were asking me about. Okay, I couldn't remember. Yeah, that was this year. The black hole is in the center of M87, a massive galaxy near Virgo Galaxy Cluster, 55 million light years from Earth. It has a mass that is 6.5 billion, with a B, times that of our sun. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Hey, Jackie Largic, how you doing? Lurk away, my brother. Julian Assange was brought out of, was finally got forced to come out of the embassy, and he's arriving at a court at London. This is a travesty if you ask me. And regardless if you like Julian Assange's work or not, Julian Assange should be free. I'm sorry. God. The problem is, there's too many governments that hate him because he exposes governments. And I'm not always a fan of what he does, but you know what? He should not be in jail. Not for what he does. Let's see. A Hawaii employee arrested under the cubicle during his lunch break in Shenzhen, China. Oh, this was tragic. I skipped that one. They took a rare look inside Hawaii, China's tech giant that steals a lot of fucking technology. Notre Dame burning, such a sad thing. This is the first time in over 200 years this year they were not able to hold Christmas services in Notre Dame Cathedral. The latest on that is they think there's probably only a 50% chance that they're going to be able to reconstruct the structure. There's just so much damage to it. That is so sad. Beautiful cathedral in France. I know when my wife and daughter and grandmother traveled to Paris, or traveled there and got to go see it a year earlier, 2 years ago. I don't know. It was before this happened, obviously. And it was just tragic. I remember watching the live footage on Twitter. Again, how news travels around the world now. Live footage on Twitter of it burning and watching just like one of the steeples fall and stuff. Such a sad thing. And you know what? It's weird. It's just a building, but there's so much just history that you think about that is associated with this building. that it's weird to think of it as tragic, but it is. Just that's how it is. Let's see. Two gorillas, Natzaki and Nuze, mimic human behavior in this selfie taken by Matthew Shaimayu, a worker at Burundi National Park in Democratic Republic of Congo. Those gorilla gals are always acting cheeky, so this was the perfect shot of their true personalities. That's kind of funny. That is so weird just to see them do that. Anyway, you got to see it about 26 years ago, Notre Dame about 26 years ago. Yeah, and that was kind of one of the things. My wife and I plan to travel in Europe in 2 years, or at least hope to. It may not happen, but because we want to go, I'm going to check out where I have ancestors from Ireland, she has ancestors in London, and we're going to just kind of travel around Europe for a couple weeks. And that was one of the things I wanted to see, even though I'm not Catholic. I have no connection to Notre Dame Cathedral, other than it's one of those things you want to see when you go to France or you go to Paris. So I feel bad. Okay, and oh yeah, Prince Louis. They gave pictures of Prince Louis. All right, who cares? Here they were doing an autopsy on a beached whale. This is, let's see. Harshani Siriana weeps over the body of her daughter who was killed in the Easter Sunday bombings in Sri Lanka. Yeah, that was terrible. That happened this year. Putin, after Trump met with Kim Jong-un, Putin did so too. So who's the leader on this one? Anyway, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin passed by guards during a meeting in Vladivostok, Russia. It was their first ever meeting, and it came 2 months after talks between Kim and U.S. President Donald Trump ended abruptly without an agreement. Okay. And a cat and a cute cat picture. There you go. We'll skip that one. Let's see. Naruhito, Japan's new emperor, receives an imperial regala after ascending to the throne. This was from the Pemba, Mozambique, damaged by a cyclone. Yeah, that was... You didn't hear much about it because everyone was talking about Trump at the time, but that happened in May. And Attorney General William Barr arrives at Capitol Hill to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Barr expressed no regrets over his handling a special counsel Robert Mueller report because he had no reason to. His summary was pretty damn accurate and included the fact that the Mueller report said it didn't exonerate the president, even though that's not the fucking prosecutor's job to exonerate the president. They either bring charges, they don't, they didn't. Fuck off. Anyway, Israel defense system they fire interception missiles to take out rockets that were fired from Gaza near Ashkelon, Israel. A violent weekend saw some of the worst fighting between Israelis and Palestinian militants since 2014, when the full-blown war broke out back then. I'm going to skip the kids. I just can't do that. Hey! How many of y'all recognize this dude? Yes, Michael Cohen went to jail. Former attorney for U.S. President Donald Trump leaves his home in New York. He was headed to federal prison to begin serving a 3-year sentence, which resulted from 2 cases. Notice they don't really, they have the links to all these. And the largest class of black women graduated from the United States Military Academy. Good for them. Graduated from the United States in West Point. So that's cool. Yeah, you know what? That's great. I'm glad there are black women at the U.S. Military Academy graduating, doing well. Good. I hope they become fine officers. Students escorted to buses shooting at their school. One student, 18-year-old Kendra Castillo, was killed trying to stop the shooting. Yeah, that was sad. 2 suspects, both students, were taken into custody. Yeah, the school shootings were always a big story, and they of that. Meghan Markle had her baby, and there's the Queen coming to see the new baby, her new great grandchild, first child of Prince Harry, second from the left. The world's favorite gender. Let's see here. Let's see. This is, oh yes, the migrant scene outside the U.S. Border Patrol station in McClellan, Texas. It and other Border Patrol stations were being stressed with overcrowding when agents get backlogged processing. Indoor holding areas get full, forcing people to wait outside. Yeah, people bitch about the whole system there, but you know what? They are overwhelming the system. It's just, that's how it's going to end up be if they overwhelm the system, bringing full fucking caravans of people to come in here illegally. It's sad. Health workers carrying Ebola victim's coffin. I don't even want to. I'd be afraid to be near that coffin. Ebola outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo. People celebrated outside the legislative yuan after Taiwan approved a bill legalizing same-sex marriage. Yeah, that's that's a trend throughout the world in whatever, I don't know what to call it, places that are where people vote. People in Gaza City break their Ramadan fast near a building that had been recently destroyed by an Israeli airstrike. Well, the Israelis retaliate, have that eye for an eye mentality, and so we're going to have these destroyed buildings when you send rockets into Israel constantly. I don't know. Tornado, Magnum, Oklahoma. This is a photo taken by climber Niram Persia. Project Possible expedition shows her heavy traffic of mountain climbers lining up to stand at Mount Everest summit. Two mountaineers died on Everest after crowds became stuck in a line leading to the summit of the world's highest mountain. Remember that? Let's see. British Prime Minister Theresa May announced her resignation. I know that if you're from if you're from Great Britain, I know you are devastated that Theresa May is no longer there. All right. Okay. This guy's jumping out of a plane and saluting. I'm gonna scroll through these a little faster. Oh, they caught the kids who did this. Metropolitan Police said 4 males aged between 15 and 18 were arrested on suspicion of robbery and causing grievous bodily harm. They were later charged with an aggravated hate crime under the Public Order Act. London Mayor Sadiq Khan condemned the incident, saying it was disgusting and misogynist attack. In August, the teenage suspects pleaded not guilty to a charge of causing harassment by using threatening and abusive words and behavior. Well, they actually got in a fight with the women. I think the reason they didn't get charged with assault, though, is because the women, if you were looking at it, were actually the first ones to get physical. But it was because the kids, these guys were harassing her. So it's an interesting thing. National Spelling Bee winner. Okay, yippee. This is what? A guardsman apparently overcome by heat faints during rehearsals for the Trooping the Color event in London. He was later helped to his feet. No, the other guys were just like, sorry, we're supposed to just stand here, so we're not moving. Okay, that was a iconic picture of the year of a chipmunk smelling a flower, don't care. What the hell? Oh, a seagull swoops in and steals Alicia Jessup's lobster roll. The rest of these pictures, I'm going to scroll. I'm just going to skip through what is this? People marching the street. Oh, this is the Hong Kong protest. That was a huge story of the year. I think the Hong Kong protesters should have been the Time persons of the year. Just millions of people out there protesting, and we get Greta Thunberg. Whatever. Again, I'm going to scroll through some of these quick. U.S. President Donald Trump officially launches his re-election campaign with a rally in Orlando. His speech made clear that he plans to run on the same formula that narrowly delivered him to president in 2016. I got a feeling that he's going to be reelected in somewhat of a landslide. I just don't. None of the candidates none of the candidates on the Democratic side, they're. You think the Republicans are screwed up right now? Democrats are lost. The Republicans have tons of money right now, and the Democrats have spent. Like, if you look at the DNC versus the RNC fundraising, and just the whole shit with impeachment, people are not happy about it. The whole thing with the candidates are terrible. They have, nobody inspiring in that bunch. Bernie Sanders has a huge following for a socialist politician or democratic socialist, whatever he calls himself. But in a general election, he'll get waxed. I'm sorry, he just will. He has his loyal following, but that ain't gonna fly with independents. That shit ain't gonna fly. Sorry, it is not. Okay, that's Hope Hicks. She wasn't responding to questions about her time in the White House, the Judiciary Committee. That was awful. I'm going to read it. I'm going to take the picture off the screen because I don't want it on here long. The bodies of Salvadoran migrant Oscar Alberto Martinez and his nearly 2-year-old daughter, Angie Valeria, lie in the bank of the Rio Grande near Matamoros, Mexico. They drowned trying to cross the river to Brownsville, Texas. The shocking image was a grim reminder of the dangerous journey migrants take to get to the United States. And they tried to blame it on Trump. This is Trump's fault! It's Trump's fault that they tried to cross a river. No. He didn't feign the stealth mode. Hey, the International Space Station flies in front of the sun in this photo taken near Gyongos, Hungary. Doesn't that look suspiciously like a TIE fighter? Does anyone else, does that look like a TIE fighter to you? All right, and the Democratic debates. Bernie always looks so angry. He looks so mad, doesn't he? Kamala and Joe over there confronting each other. Bernie just looks mad. I just don't want to take any more of my soft candies because my soft candies have worked a lot better than the hard candies, although I've been sucking the hard candies all day, but the soft candies are much better for what's left of my teeth, and I don't want to, and I think everybody should have free soft candies. There's the Trump meeting with Kim Jong-un where Trump actually went into North Korea. I wish I knew what was going on with that. I mean, here's the thing. Regardless of if we have the agreement with North Korea, I don't think that's as important as the fact that North Korea and South Korea are talking. And they're still talking. And they're still... would it be awesome if they finally declared that war is over? Because technically the Korean War has never have to go in there. Little chat issue. Hang on. Let's... All right. Can you hear me, though? That could be a good start. Oh, looks like I'm there. Excellent collection and all. Yeah. Tell you what, gang. We're gonna try to make this quick because now I'm running out of time. The last things on here, they got, where are we at? We're in November. That's in July 4th, so that was that. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Elizabeth Warren, Faux, F-A-U-X, Faux, Cahantis. All right, that's the first half. We might do the second half of the pictures tomorrow because I gotta let's do that got us through July. All right, so we're good through July. I'm gonna close that down. Hopefully you guys can still hear and see me. It looks like people are gradually coming back in. Let's finish and just see what happened in the world besides Iraq. I'm going to skip that hashtag. But let's see, the header today, French orchestra performs improvised concert to protest pension reforms. Okay, so there's some pension reforms in France. I don't really care. So Happy New Year's trending number 1, but it says K-pop. Why is it trending under K-pop? So here's just some pictures from different countries where the new year has already begun. There we go. It doesn't say where the pictures are from, but clearly that's from Sydney, in front of the Sydney Opera House. There's more pictures over, looks like that's over Australia too. And there you go. So there's some of the Happy New Year pictures. There's some K-pop people going, that must be in Korea. Yeah, a little K-pop star. Oh, you can't see this. Duh. Let me put it on the screen. All right. Let me, so there's the K-pop dude. Let's go back to these pictures because I like, these were nice looking pictures. So there's some of these festivities around the world. There's, again, from Sydney. Another one looks like that's also from Sydney. And there you go. So there's some of the New Year's festivities around the world. Happy New Year's. If you're already there, we're not there yet. I've got another 13 and a half hours before New Year's where I live. Trending number 2 is Iraq. Trending number 3 is Iran. Iran's Rouhani says that U.S. sanctions cost the country $200 billion. Renewed sanction or $200 billion in foreign exchange income and investment. Sorry. Benghazi is trending. Why is Benghazi trending? As they chant death to America at the American embassy in Baghdad, I have an idea. Rather than have another Benghazi or war with Iran, take our troops home and take the cash we give them in aid and give it to our homeless veterans. Have Iraq fend for itself. There you go. Also, new Hillary Clinton email raises questions about the intel community's Benghazi info. Yeah, holy crap, are they finding... Judicial Watch has been just the lead on this, finding the emails that they never got from Hillary Clinton. Apparently, they're starting to find some of them. And there's a whole bunch of emails that confirm, for example, here, new Benghazi docs confirm that the Clinton email cover-up. The email is a twofer. It shows Hillary Clinton misled the U.S. Senate on Benghazi, and the State Department wanted to hide the Benghazi connection to the Clinton email scheme. And that's why. So, yeah, Benghazi trending. Holy shit. When the U.S. Embassy was stormed, it's also trending because the left are probably just in, like, euphoria that the Baghdad Embassy is being stormed. When the embassy was stormed in Benghazi, it was President Obama and his Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's fault. So naturally, Republicans will blame this on President Trump and his Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Yep, that's why they're talking about it. Benghazi, GOP, where's your outrage? When are the hearings? How about if we wait till the situation ends before we start calling for shit? Where is where's Trey Gowdy, South Carolina, calling for a Benghazi-style investigation over the Iraq embassy protest? Hey, at least we know it's a protest this time. And not because of some video, YouTube. It's not over a YouTube video. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Yeah, so that's Benghazi's trending because of that. Worst thing I did to my ex? Let's just find one. Let's go with the top one. Let's go with the top worst things I did to my ex. I thought it'd be fun to join in on the worst thing I did to my ex trend, but then I realized absolutely none of it was okay to publicize, okay? When she cheated on me a week before Christmas and didn't know I knew. So I gift wrapped a 3-foot dildo in a box along with a brief breakup note, then labeled to her from Santa and left it under her family's tree, which she opened in front of everyone. Okay, that's a good one. You can check that hashtag out yourself. 2020 New Year's trending. We're going to skip a bunch of these because I want to get done with this. Tuesday thoughts. Let's just do one. Tuesday thought. The haunting specter of Hillary Clinton, the ghost of Hillary, loomed over the field, further accentuating how uncharismatic each candidate is. Joe Schaefer. Apparently, Dem president wannabe moments. Okay, I don't know what that means. Here's your Tuesday thought. That's it. That's it. We're going to have a dog decked out in quite the outfit. The dog's ready for New Year's Eve. Moving on. Is there anything else? Death to America, that has to do with the Iraq thing. I'm going to skip. You know what? I'm just not in the mood. So here's to 2020. Let's see if there's any good toast. We're going to finish with that. Oh, congratulations, turning 20. Oh, no. God damn, K-pop. What? You know what's funny about this? I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop. This is it. You know what's funny about me and my love and loathing for K-pop is one of these days, the K-pop stans are going to come after me. They're going to find out that there's this guy who bitches about K-pop almost every day, and they're going to come and try to shut my channel down. If my channel gets shut down, it won't be because of politics. It won't be because of I said something wrong about social issues and LBG, anything, the things that I talk about every once in a while. It's going to be because of K-pop. And I'm going to get flagged for hate speech because how much I can't stand K-pop. Although, you know what? I don't know if it's I hate K-pop. I just don't always... I haven't taken the time to appreciate K-pop. Maybe I should go spend some time today listening to K-pop. And by the end of the day, which would be just before the new year of 2020, I might be able to figure out how to... maybe appreciate K-pop and understand. Well, I don't know. I didn't know the existence of K-pop until your show, PDK. You introduced me to K-pop. I'm coming after you. I will not take responsibility for you discovering K-pop. Even if you didn't know about it before my show, I will not do that. So, on that note, my little glitch took a lot of people out. So the 13 of you who are here, let me just tell you how much I appreciate you making it back. I know that it's when we have technical difficulties, it can be a problem. What I'm going to be doing over the next few days is I am going to install a graphics card in this computer. That's probably one of the biggest problems I have. And so once I do that, I'm sure that we will stop having these constant problems. Again, this was a build that my son did for school, and it didn't need a graphics card. And I've been just running on whatever fumes this thing can put out. And so hopefully that'll fix things. Anyway, I will be here tomorrow on New Year's Day and the rest of the week. I broadcast Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. GMT. For those of you in other parts of the world, Happy New Year to those who've already gone past, who are in those time zones that have already turned into 2020. I look forward to seeing you in my 2020 tomorrow. Thanks everybody for being here, but I really do got to go. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell. And if you ever want to do super chats or donations to the stream, which means me, for your entertainment and tip jar. The tip jar is always over there. And over there? No, it's over there. The tip jar is over there. And that's in the Streamlabs link in the description down below. Thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate you. My name is PDogKnight, and I am out of here. Happy New Year. Hey, this is PDogKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDogKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDogKnight, and I'm out of here.